I was working on another Ace Attorney video, but something rather important came up. So important that I need to make a video on a game that I haven't covered in about 4 years. Team Fortress 2. So let's set the scene. It's October, the spookiest month of the year. Halloween is just around the corner, and it's time for the yearly Stream Fortress event. Alongside that are the new maps, Farmageddon, Synthetic, Los Muertos, Erebus, Terror, and Graveyard, coming with a whole host of really cool cosmetics. However, there is one cosmetic that stands out above the rest, and for all the wrong reasons. But first, we need to talk about the importance of visual clarity. Team Fortress 2 is, without a doubt, one of the most visually clear first-person shooters I've ever played. While it does have its problems, Team Fortress 2 has some of the most well-defined silhouettes in gaming. Every class is so unique in its shape and design and how they move and how they hold weapons that it's impossible to misconstrue which class is which on a fundamental level. While some of that clarity can and has been lost because of the addition of cosmetics, the game still maintains a certain clarity in the classes and weapons to such a degree that even if you stacked a bunch of cosmetics on two classes and put them side by side, you can still tell which class is which. But something has gone terribly wrong. As I was watching a video of the new cosmetics introduced for Stream Fortress, I saw one cosmetic that made me double take. Triple take even. A cosmetic so confusing that it makes me question why it was even added to the game. Of course, nothing against the designers, it's a really cool idea, but the Corpse Carrier should not be in Team Fortress 2. The Corpse Carrier is a scout cosmetic where the scout body holds what appears to be a dismembered body of the scout. It's a really cool design and very in theme with Halloween and Stream Fortress, but there's just one little issue. This is not a Halloween or full moon exclusive cosmetic. This is a permanent feature of Team Fortress 2, meaning that throughout the year, this cosmetic can be used. This comes with a little issue of clarity. The Corpse Carrier adds what appears to be a huge hitbox to the scout, doubling the area of the scout's tiny body. Yet, that's not the case, because the way cosmetics are programmed into Team Fortress 2, that extra attachment on the scout that the Corpse Carrier wedges on doesn't actually exist. And what I mean by that is it's not a hitbox. It looks like it should be a hitbox, but it isn't. This is bad enough if it was in a mobile character that had an additional corpse body. Like imagine if the Heavy had this. I don't think it would be a huge issue, but it's the Scout. The Scout is not only a very mobile class, it is the most mobile class in the game. Not only with the fastest ground speed, but access to a double jump. This guy is schmovin' all the time, and it's important for a class like the Scout to have especially defined and obvious hitboxes, because that's what makes it possible to deal with him. If a sniper wants to snipe a Scout that's jumping and moving around, it can be confusing to tell what's part of the model and what isn't with the Corpse Carrier. The attachment is too accurate to the original model. Now you might say, well, this corpse doesn't have a hat, where the Scout does, so that makes it very different. And yes, you're technically right, but the Scout also has access to a cosmetic called the Baseball Bills Sports Shine that removes the Scout's headgear. So especially when combining these two cosmetics, it gets very confusing as to what is the Scout and what is the cosmetic. Generally during the Halloween season, it's fine when these kinds of cosmetics can roam free on the servers. It's a much more casual and fun vibe as people enjoy the event and the new maps or the maps that are coming back from years prior. Yet the problem is that this item isn't Halloween locked. It is a part of the game now. It can be worn year round. There is no doubt in my mind that this will be banned in the unofficial competitive TF2 events. And while the TF2 servers aren't all that serious, it's baffling how this item can just exist in the game. People should be allowed to express themselves through their outfits, especially in TF2, where there are so many ways to dress up the classes that the sky's the limit. Yet, there has to be a line drawn eventually. Cosmetics should be allowed to be wacky. They should be allowed to be fun. They should be allowed to be crazy even. But they shouldn't get in the way of basic gameplay. The Corpse Terrier, unlike any other cosmetic added to TF2, has pushed the line a little too far, and in my opinion, this is one of TF2's biggest mistakes. Again, I want to reiterate, I very much respect the design of the Corpse Terrier. I think it's very creative, and I give huge props to the people who thought of it and designed it. It's just a matter of what I believe in terms of visual clarity. That's just my opinion, and I'm always willing to accept criticism of it. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. I was actually working on a video on gameplay clarity after watching Etzel's video on vets and League of Legends problems with clarity. It just so happened that the Corpse Terrier came out while I was working on it, so I shifted the script a little and made this. I generally think TF2 does a fantastic job at maintaining visual clarity, even with all of its cosmetics. It's just this one little thing that bothers me. I'm hoping to hit 1K by the end of the year, and it'd be cool if you could join me on this little journey. Thanks to Nifroth for suggesting that I make the TF2 video. It was a nice break from Ace Attorney, which I'll get back to again next week. That's all from me, and I'll see you in the next one.